modern breaks, I think, have really been a big part of kind of pumping up the prices a little bit.
Oh yeah, I absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say, um, especially if somebody doesn't have access to like distribution,
Hmm.
then the only option is to go to a Walmart, a Target, a local card game shop, and buy the product there
Hmm.
and do it. I don't go through a distribution,
Hmm.
so um, I just it's pre-orders. I have some people that help me out with stores they own, and they sell to me for retail price. So,
Hmm.
um, but it's a lot of going out and searching.
Yeah,
You know,
it's getting difficult. I mean, even the stores that I have really good relationships now with, they're starting to get greedy and they're not honoring what we've come to with the amount of product. I'm basically the one that like advised them, you need to buy this, you need to buy as much as possible, and we agree like, yeah, you'll get this much. And it's funny, they're getting greedy now because of how hot Pokemon is, and I'm not getting what they're promising. So I mean,
and how much?
aside from the allocation, I know all the allocation issues for everybody that deals with distributors. So um
Mhm.
but yeah, it's pretty frustrating. So now I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to figure that one out.
I have some shops that are, they're charging double. I have some shops that are charging triple.
Mm.
You know, um, and then some shops are just they're not even carrying Pokemon.
Yeah.
They're just they're done because they're done until like a new set comes out because they don't want to overcharge people, so they're just opting out of not even carrying it. Period.
Wow. That's not
So
great business, but okay.
um, it is crazy to walk into a local card game shop that I could have walked into a year ago,
Hmm.
and they had all this product that they couldn't get rid of.
Yeah.
And fast forward a year now, and the prices of it are tripled,
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
it's selling on top of
It's
it.
incredible. Yeah, my one of my local stores, they do a good job of setting a somewhat fair price. It's not retail, but it's a little bit of a increase, but it's also not eBay prices. So I think
Mhm.
they kind of find a middle ground there, and then they limit it to how many you can buy for each person, and they don't offer
That's good.
pre-orders anymore. And yeah, so it's pretty fair. I think they do a really good job with it, and they get enough product where it lasts, a few days, for people to come in. But yeah, you just got to take your parents, your brothers, your friends, then you can get a bunch of it. But
Do you? I mean, do you think through the better part of this year, we still see it being like this with modern stuff, to where it's pretty much impossible to get at a Walmart or a Target unless you go there the day they restock?
yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's gonna just continue to get worse and worse and worse because of all the excitement of 25th anniversary, of all the excitement of Pokemon Snap, and the
Mhm.
just the sheer increase in people doing this as a business. People are
Mhm.
quitting their jobs and or starting to do this on the side as breakers and do whatever they can because it's literally free money if you're able to pick up anything from a retail shop, hop on YouTube Live or whatnot or wherever and do a break and make 20, 30, 40% on that. I don't think it's going to end until I don't know, until something goes wrong, and I don't know what that thing is going to be. So modern is so strong, it's so exciting. It's a lot of fun right now. So I don't see modern going anywhere.
I think if and when uh, they can get the printing factories back to running at 100%, because they're not running at 100% right now.
Are they? I mean, what do we actually know about that? I mean, I
I think the speculation is that they're not running at 100%, and I feel like there was some sort of statement or something.
oh
I could
really?
be wrong on that, but I would tend to believe that because most
Hmm.
most factories are not running at 100%
Yeah,
due to the situation. Now I'm not saying that running at 100% eventually would fix the problem, but it would definitely help just a little bit, because you're able to make as much as you normally could.
right. Yeah,
You know,
I am curious to see what that actual limitation is right now because that is kind of the go-to feeling and understanding is that things are shut down in places and there's still
mhm.
logistical issues, but that stuff's
It,
pretty automated, the printing, so they could just leave that on for 24 hours a day, I feel like.
I mean, there's people that have to package it up, and you
Yeah.
know, there's still a lot more people
Mhm.
that are needed to do it. I'm sure you could, if something goes wrong with the machine, you have to have somebody there
Right.
to take care of the machine and all that. I
Mhm.
find it very interesting, and it's just kind of like mind blowing that when a new set gets released, especially with Vivid Voltage, I'd go to the store on release day, and there would only be they've only stocked with 2 Elite Trainer boxes
Mhm.
on the shelf. When, a year ago, you would see 10, 15 Elite Trainer boxes being stocked at every single store, and now it's like 2 or 3 per
Mhm.
store, it's crazy to see it go from such a high number to such a low number,
Yeah,
especially with
that is true. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. I mean, unless we're just missing something and there's people taking things off the truck, taking things out the back, keeping it for themselves later on. There's a lot
I'd
of
hope
fishy
not.
stuff. There's a lot of fishy stuff that goes on in the world. Pokemon is not
Oh,
excluded from that. So
I wanna try to believe the best in people.
yeah,
That's I know.
yeah,
I
me
I c
too. But
I could be naive, but that's just me trying to hold out for hope.
yeah, but yeah, that will be an interesting thing to see. Um, I think when this stuff does kind of clear up and let's say they are able to get to 100% capacity, um, I think the narrative is going to be written that people just kind of lost interest and are moving on back with their normal life, but we won't. I wonder if we'll actually know. I wonder how much we'll actually get to learn and understand about all that because the conversation right now is either there's the two sides to it, right? It's either yeah they're just not able to pump out as much as they are normally able to, and the other
Mhm.
conversation is demand is just at a crazy, crazy high point right now that no matter what they do, it's still going to be this way. Um, so I think if both of those are true, when we get back to normal life and they are able to increase that supply by whatever percent, and then all the people that get back into their normal life, going back to work or being able to travel again, doing regular
Mhm.
things, that demand will go down. So that could very well be the time that things just kind of blow up in our faces, or very well could not. Could just make things a whole bunch better. So no one actually knows what's going to happen. But
I mean,
that's
either
a
way, I'm gonna keep enjoying it though.
yeah that's a scary kind of reflection point to look out for. I think in whatever near future term that's going to be, just from the market business side of things. Um, I think there will be enough demand continuing through all that, and it will finally allow everybody to be able to get packs at
Mhm.
retail pricing and be able to enjoy it. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting time when that happens. I'm really really curious to see how strong this demand really is, or if it's just a bunch of greedy people trying to flip
Yeah,
and sell. And
I'm not. People ask me if I'm worried about some sort of crash or it going downhill or something like that, and
Mhm.
I'm really not, because I've been doing content since 2014, so that's well before a boom and all this interest
Right.
in Pokemon. So it doesn't worry me at all because
Hmm.
I've been doing it for so long now, and I do it because I love doing it.
Hmm.
Um, but one of the interesting things that a lot of people have been doing is going back and watching a lot, because I do a lot of vlog style, like you said,
Hmm.
and a lot of people are going back and watching a lot of my older videos from years ago, and they're looking at what the shelves used to look like back then. And I didn't even think about that at the time when I was filming it, that it really was kind of like capturing the moment
Hmm.
and putting it in a time capsule
Yeah.
to to see what it would look like years from now. And you go back and you watch some of those videos, and just there was so much stuff on the shelves that it was just falling off of the shelves
Yeah.
because there was so much product there from all sorts of sets. And you go back and look at it now, and the Shining Legends,
Oh my
$100 ultra
gosh. Yeah.
premium collect. There's I just watched one of my old videos the other day, and there's like three of them sitting on the shelf, and it's crazy to think just what was sitting there
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago.
I mean, specifically Shining Legends, I just would always stare at it and be like, I should buy this, and never did. Um, but yeah, I mean, we kind of itch for that stuff now. Of I wish we had videos of the old stores in the Pokemon Center and in New York, and
Hmm.
just videos of tournaments or something, right? And um, yeah, I think we have a lot of that now, which is great. So looking back at we're gonna have that same feeling 20 years from now. Kids are gonna have that same feeling 20 years from now, wanting to go back and see what it was like. What was Hidden Fates like during the craze? What was it like before? That's a
Hmm.
whole, that's nostalgia being built today, right? So it'll definitely be interesting um, for people to watch down the road. Um, and there'd be so much more variety and content to be able to look back and watch. So
Hmm. I mean,
that's exciting that's kind of a thing now.
yeah, and it's just so interesting how much a few years can make a difference. Because if you go back and watch one of my videos from 2017, it's a drastic difference between then and what it looks like now and
Hmm.
what was on the shelf. So, I can only imagine 20 years from now. It's so awesome that we have all these platforms that we can archive these videos to go back and see what things were like back in the old days. um we don't really have much footage of
Hmm.
stuff from the 90s and early 2000s. And if we do, it's on somebody's VHS,
Yeah,
sitting in their closet or in their attic or basement.
yeah.
um,
It's that and the same kind of newsreels that we see over and over again. Those same
yeah.
little interviews that they did at whatever shops and the Pokemon craze that was happening in 1999. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what people kind of go back to during this time. Will they um, appreciate and love the openings? Will they appreciate and love the vlog style stuff? Will they appreciate and love the podcast
Hmm.
stuff? Or will that'll be a fun thing to look back at in 20 years.